Unit 8. Do it right. Unit 8, pages 66 and 67. Look and listen.
I'd like you to study these signs carefully, and I want you to remember them and obey them. You must learn and obey the rules of the road. And here's some advice about other drivers. I want you to read the brochure completely.
Aggressive drivers. Aggressive drivers are all around us. We have seen people become aggressive the minute they sit behind the wheel. According to a recent AAA, American Automobile Association survey, for 4 years in a row, aggressive driving has been one of the main causes of road accidents. The following description helps you understand and identify aggressive drivers. Who are they? These high-risk drivers show no level of concern for other motorists. They drive dangerously and recklessly. They go through stop signs and red lights. They speed. They tailgate, which means to drive too closely behind the car in front of them. They weave in and out of traffic, and they pass on the right. They make hand and facial gestures, scream and shout, blow their horns, and flash their lights. When confronted by aggressive drivers, you should try to get out of their way. Don't challenge them and speed up. You must always wear your seatbelt. It will hold you in your seat and will protect you in a crash. You must avoid eye contact with aggressive drivers at all times. You should ignore other drivers' gestures and shouldn't return them. You should report aggressive drivers to the authorities. Do you know any aggressive drivers? Unit 8, page 67. Part 2, Pair Work. A. Ask and answer about the signs.
What does that sign mean?
You mustn't turn left.
B. Give advice about driving.
What's the first thing I should do?
You should put on your seatbelt.
How fast should I drive?
You should drive at the speed of traffic. You shouldn't drive too quickly or too slowly.
Unit 8, page 70. Part 4, Listening. Listen. Samantha is having a driving lesson. Mark the things she does right and wrong.
Very well, Samantha. Please start the engine. Now, I'd like you to drive carefully along this road until we come to the traffic lights.
Should I turn left or right at the lights?
I'll tell you when we get there. Samantha, you must change gears. You can't drive in second all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's better.
Do you know how fast you're going?
I don't know. I can't take my eyes off the road.
Well, you're doing 40 and the speed limit downtown is 25. You must slow down. Look out!
Oops. I'm sorry.
You almost hit that car. Please stop over there on the right. Very good, Samantha. Now, I want you to park properly. Slowly, Samantha!
That was good, wasn't it?
Phew! Parking was the best thing you did, in more ways than one.
Unit 8, page 70. Part 5, Pronunciation. Listen and practice. Note the use of the vowel sound in should and must when they are pronounced quickly.
You should obey the driving laws. You shouldn't pass on the right. You must be 16 years old to get a license. You mustn't go over the speed limit.
Unit 8, page 71. Part 7, Conversation. The backseat driver.
Gabriel, I want you to drive slowly and carefully and put on your seatbelt. We have plenty of time.
What time is your flight, Dad?
At 6 p.m.
That's in 3 hours. You have 2 hours. The trip to the airport is less than an hour.
You should always arrive at least 2 hours before departure. We might run into traffic at this time of day. Why are we taking this road?
Because it's quicker.
No, you should use the highway. It's faster because it's more direct. Turn right at the next traffic light. Hey, don't go so fast. Slow down.
Dad, the speed limit here is 40 miles per hour, and I'm doing 35.
Be careful. You almost hit that car. You have to watch out for traffic.
Your ending. What does Gabriel answer? Make a choice. 1,
Okay, Dad. You know the first rule of safety. Don't talk to the driver.
2,
Okay, Dad. You drive.
3,
Dad, why don't you get a cab?
4. Your idea. Unit 8, page 72, Part 9. Reading. Is right, right?
Why must you drive on the right side of the road in some countries and on the left side of the road in other countries? Investigate the question, and you find a lot of confusion on right versus left. About a quarter of the world drives on the left, and most of the countries used to be British colonies. In England, people drive on the left, but on escalators, people stand on the right, and people who want to pass go on the left. In Japan, on the other hand, people both drive on the left and walk on the left. There are different explanations for the use of right versus left. Some people believe that it is a natural tendency to walk or drive on the right. This is because most people are right-handed. We can look back in history for reasons people move on the right or left of the road. Some people say that in Europe hundreds of years ago, people rode their horses on the left. This way, their sword was between them and anyone who was coming toward them in the opposite direction. They were ready to pull out their sword and fight to defend themselves with their right arm. But there is some evidence that people used the right side too. In 1300, Pope Boniface ordered pilgrims on the way to St. Peter's Basilica to stay to the right when they crossed a nearby bridge. Some people say that in England, people always drove on the left, and in France, people always drove on the right. In any case, Napoleon, a ruler of France, ordered people to drive on the right side in the early 1800s. France conquered many countries at that time, and so these countries drove on the right. But France didn't conquer England, so England kept its custom of driving on the left. In the 20th century, there was a trend to the right. Many cars were made in the United States, and the cars had right-hand drive. As recently as 1967, Sweden changed its laws. Now people in Sweden must drive on the right. So, right or left? Just follow the customs of the country where you are and drive carefully on that side.
End of Unit 8.